Hi, I'm Piers from the Conservation Council of WA. We're up here on the Pilbara coast, just near Onslow, and what you can see behind me is Chevron's giant Wheatstone LNG processing facility. You can see the huge gas flare right behind me, and this currently is going 24/7 and it's producing a lot of pollution. At night you can see it from about 100 kilometres away. But it's really the pollution that we can't see from this facility that's causing the major problem. Chevron, with this facility and another one offshore here at Barrow Island, are going to be responsible for nearly 20 million tonnes of carbon pollution every year when these projects come into full operation. That's a massive amount of carbon pollution. It's about a quarter of Western Australia's total carbon emissions. That makes Chevron the state's biggest emitter by a long shot. Now these projects, when they were originally assessed by the EPA, they had conditions put on them requiring them to reduce some of that pollution and offset some of that pollution. But in the case of the Barrow Island facility, Chevron is not complying with those conditions and they're not being enforced. And with this facility here, those conditions were actually removed by the Barnett government. So we're now calling on the McGowan state government to get serious about tackling this climate change problem and this pollution problem from these projects. We want to see those conditions reinstated, and we want to make sure that Chevron's required to reduce its pollution as much as possible and to offset the rest of its pollution. What that would mean is requiring Chevron to invest in projects like tree planting, environmental restoration, renewable energy and clean technology here in Western Australia. And what that would also mean is we would capture a lot more of the benefits of these projects here. Chevron is making huge profits out of this LNG resource. They don't pay any royalties to the state government and they haven't been paying any tax, and all of those profits have been going offshore. But if we were to require Chevron to invest in renewable energy and tree planting and environmental restoration, we would get a lot more jobs for the West Australian economy, we would capture some of that economic benefit back here for Western Australians, and we would really reduce the environmental impact of these projects. So really it's a no-brainer. We need the state government to be taking action and to be putting in place contemporary standards for controlling and offsetting the pollution from these major LNG projects that Chevron have up here in the Pilbara.